You ever wondered what it's like to go buy a private island? Well, on this video blog, you're going to find out.
But this is a comfortable position. That's there.
Just broke into another bit.
No one in the terminal, but we need to head towards this one. It's called McInroy's Point.
Brilliant.
Back past the swimming pool and keep
Good
going.
work, Dan. So we're in the wrong place.
What's your confidence interval that's actually where we're supposed to go as opposed to an elaborate wind-up from someone locally? One of the most incredible privileges we have is to explore the mad spaces and places across the UK, and this trip is like none other. So we're on the first of what's going to be 3 boats, 2 ferries, 1 rib. We're on the northwest coast of Scotland, we're heading across to the Isle of Bute, and then we're going to go see the amazing Inchmarnock Island, with the idea of potentially adding the entire private island to the Oxygen Conservation portfolio. We haven't seen many islands, but what we do know is they're incredibly difficult to get to, they're operationally challenging, but boy do they offer incredible ability to create wonderful habitat and deliver breathtaking ecological improvement. This is going to be an incredible trip. I always talk about not believing in work-life balance. What I actually mean is, why not do a job that you absolutely love and that your office looks like that? And before anyone says, yeah, but that's not possible, you can't do that, this job wasn't possible until we did. We believed, we willed, and we forced something to exist. We managed to find incredible backing from Oxygen House and Blue and White Capital, and as a result of that, we've managed to make a passion and an obsession into a fantastic business, and there are now 30 of us working across the UK to scale conservation, to deliver positive environmental and social impact, and prove that it's more profitable to protect than it is to destroy the planet. You could do that too, in your own way, with your own ambition. So yeah, that's why I don't believe in work-life balance, because I believe you should live a life that you love and it shouldn't be at conflict with work every day. You should get to do this. This is the debrief that happens when your designated driver, an organisation party, put you on the wrong ferry. So we're having a little trip to a different island, and then we'll be back on our way. Dan, whose fault was it that we're on the wrong boat? Whose fault is it we're on the wrong boat? No one's. Okay. Can't really say where we are because I don't know where we are. What island are we on? Oh, we're not on the island yet.
No, we're still on mainland.
Yeah. And where's that? Is that Bute?
That's Bute.
Yeah. Ferry number 2 for us, still on the mainland, making our way across the short crossing to Bute, and then from there out to Inchmarnock. The key thing about this is enjoy the journey as well. Getting to these places is complicated, it's challenging, but it's interesting. We're out in the environment, we're understanding the landscape, we're seeing each of the incredible places and spaces across the UK. My first time on the Isle of Bute, I cannot wait. Let's go. People think the only place you have beaches in the UK are in Devon and Cornwall. But don't get me wrong, I love Devon and I love Cornwall and it's beautiful and stunning, but so's the coast of Scotland. Absolute gorgeous wilderness, crystal clear blue and turquoise waters, and the completely unique vista that is your very own private island. When do you ever get to see something like this? And tomorrow is when we get to go explore. For too long, the idea of land and landscapes has been the purview of the few, the elite, the individual. It's really been a selfish enterprise of buying a piece of land and locking it away. What if that was different? What if we could find special landscapes or even private islands, and instead of taking them and keeping them as that very private thing, what if we could give them back to nature? What if we could find a way to scale conservation, to create new habitats, to welcome wildlife and species back to a landscape that have been lost because of the things our ancestors have done in the past? Today's one of those opportunities. We're going to go see an incredible private island on the west coast of Scotland, and we're going to see if that is a possible addition to the Oxygen Conservation portfolio and what it could be in the future if it was managed for people, for wildlife and for the environment first and foremost. Knowing if we get that right, that'll generate a profit as a result of what we do, not the purpose.
And we're going to get wet feet. We can't get that close to it because of the tides, but this is going to be the next part of the adventure.
One of the great things about Oxygen Conservation is the amount of pinch me moments. So I'm currently sat on a rib, leaving the harbour, heading across to an incredible private island that one day might be a refuge for wildlife and vegetation and habitat and advancement improvement. And I get to do that with three incredible people who are an amazing part of the OC team. This is work. Why would you choose to do anything different?
The collective mistakes about dressing for adventure that we've all made over the years. Yeah. Perhaps we should have helped with giving better advice.
We always talk about a culture that's based on environment, check. Impact, absolutely check. Adventure, oh my word, we just came from the mainland out to the island on the most incredible rib journey. An hour out there, we saw puffins and porpoises and were greeted by a chorus of seals as we came on the island. Incredible spot already. My mind is popping with the art of what it could be, about how nature's already coming back in different parts and different places and spaces. So now we're on foot for the next few hours to really explore what this island might be and what it could look like as part of the Oxygen Conservation portfolio. We're just back from the island. We're in the incredible Gathers Deli. It's one of the privileges and treats of coming to visit these remote places and spaces is getting to see the businesses and the people that make the towns and the villages near where the estates we look at. We talk a lot about social impact. And we think about that in every decision we make. So we could have walked to the corner shop and bought lunch, but actually that doesn't put back into a local community. It doesn't invest in those same places and spaces we want to be part of. So it's really important. And it's a massive treat to come and spend time in communities that you wouldn't otherwise be a part of. In that same way, we can use our business to help benefit theirs. And it's a positive, virtuous circle that conservation and us being a successful business allows us to invest in a small way in each of the businesses we interact with on the road. So we're off the island, and now's where we have to think about what does this look like from a commercial perspective. Yes, the place was stunning and wild and beautiful, and we saw porpoises and seals and puffins and every type of wildlife imaginable. We saw more butterflies on that island than I think I've seen on an estate visit before, and the climate was so unique because of the way the Gulf Stream sits. Apparently you end up being 3 or 4 degrees warmer than elsewhere in the country, so often you're 6 months ahead in terms of climate, and it really felt special out there. There was almost a temperate rainforest feel to the place. We saw trees taller than we expected. Beautiful landscape. But does it work economically? How do we take a unique habitat, set of habitats that is an island,
and how do we make that work for us in terms of profitability, covering the cost of ownership there. And I think that's going to be the challenge for this island. Whilst it'd be wonderful to add to the portfolio, I'm not sure it's one for us. Yeah, don't think we've got another acquisition, but what we did have was an incredible experience in the environment, a hell of an adventure, and we got to enjoy that together. So glad you could come along for the ride as well.